Hi, welcome to the Explainer series for Quant. Here we'll be using very simple concepts and apply it to CAT level problems and solve them as easily as possible. In today's session, we'll look at some miscellaneous questions which came up in the CAT papers on inequalities. I would suggest pause this video, look at the PDF, link is available in the description of this video. Once you have tried this on your own, then proceed with the rest of this session. Please do share this with your friends who are preparing for CAT and other MBA entrance examinations. You can like and follow us on Facebook as well as subscribe to our YouTube channel to get live event and notifications for all the updates regarding CAT and other MBA entrance examination. You can also look at our WhatsApp as well as Telegram lists. You can join over there and we will update you. We don't spam over there. If you want, you can enroll for our Quant and LRDI courses. These are the best and the most comprehensive courses available in the market. In our previous session, we had used a very commonly used relation, which is arithmetic mean is greater than equal to geometric mean. Now you can extend this to a number when it is added to its inverse. A special case, you can look at it like that. Okay, when a number is added to its inverse, the value will be at least 2 if it is positive and will be definite at most -2 if it is negative. So let's take a positive case here. So the minimum value of a plus 1 by a, right? Arithmetic mean will be greater than equal to its geometric mean, right? Which means the minimum value of a plus 1 by a by 2 will be greater than equal to 1, which means the minimum value of a plus 1 by a, if you take this 2 onto the other side, will be at least 2, right? For a negative number, it will be at least be 2, right? We can use this in quite a few cases which have come up in CAT and XAT examination. Let's see how to go about doing this. Now the first question, you might think that I had to just directly apply it, but there is a problem. The problem is that x and y will be positive numbers such that x plus y is equal to 1. So none of them can go up to 2. If it was 2, I would directly be able to figure out the minimum. We cannot put x is equal to 1 or y is equal to 1 here because that will violate the criteria. However, what you can do is, if you use the symmetry of this relation, right? If x increases, y goes down. If y increases, x goes down, right? So if I make both of them equal, right? So half and half, right? So this will become 2 plus half whole square, 2 plus half whole square, right? 2 plus half whole square. What is 2 plus half? 2.5. 2.5 square will be 6.25. 6.25 into 2 will be equal to 12.5. Option C will be your correct choice. Option C will be your correct choice. Now, can we be sure that it cannot fall below 12.5? How can we be so sure? Now let's try to change it a little bit. If you make one of them equal to 1 by 3, the other will become 2 by 3. Right? If you substitute in this, right, it will be 3 plus 1/3 whole square plus 3 by 2 plus 2 by 3 whole square. This is 10 by 3 square plus this will be 9 plus 6, 9 plus 4, 13 by 6 whole square. That this is 2 point something whole square. This is 3 point something whole square. 3 square is 9, 2 square is at least 4. So 9 plus 4 is 13. Now as the symmetry goes out of whack, right, the number keeps on increasing. The minimal value will be when both of them are identical. 12.5 is the minimum value. We can be reasonably sure about this situation. The next question is from XAT 2013. It's a direct application of this relation which we had discussed earlier. Consider the expression a square plus a plus 1 into b square plus b plus 1 into c square plus c plus 1 into d square plus d plus 1 into e square plus e plus 1 whole divided by a into b into c into d into t. What is a, b, c, d, e are all positive numbers. What is the minimum value of the expression? Now let's try to split this. Because it's a product, I can take this divided by a, this divided by b, this divided by c, this divided by d, this divided by e, and then multiply, right? So basically I need to figure out a square plus a plus 1 divided by a into b square plus b plus 1 divided by b, so on to e square plus e plus 1 divided by e. The entire product, I need to minimize this. Right. How will I minimize? If you rewrite this, this will be a plus 1 by a plus 1 into b plus 1 by b plus 1 into, this is a product, e plus 1 by e plus 1. Now I need to minimize this entire expression, right? So what will be the minimum value of a plus 1 by a? Minimum value of a plus 1 by a is 2, plus this 1 needs to be added into b plus 1 by b will again be minimum will be 2 plus 1. Similarly for c plus 1 by c it will be 2 plus 1. For d plus 1 by d it will be again 2 plus 1, and e plus 1 by b again it will be 2 plus 1. So there are 5 3's, 3 to the power 5, 243. Option D is your correct choice. Pretty straightforward to work with. The next question, this came in CAT 2001, almost 2 decades ago. This one seems as if, it's a little odd because you need to minimize a product, right? But let's see what this actually says. It's not very difficult to solve. A, B, C, and D are 4 positive real numbers, says that the product A, B, C, D is equal to 1. What is the minimum value of this? What is the minimum value of this expression? Let's take just 2 numbers, P into Q equals a constant. Right, I need to minimize P plus 1 into Q plus 1. I need to add each 1 to each value, and I need to minimize this. If I expand this, I'll get 1 plus P plus Q plus PQ. Right, now this is a constant I cannot change. This is a constant I cannot change. So the minimum value of this expression will be when P plus Q is minimum. Right, P plus Q, the minimum will be when P is equal to Q is equal to square root of PQ, right? Which means when P is equal to Q, you will get the minimum value of this expression, right? So if I extend it to 4 terms, it will be the minimum when all of them are equal to 1, right? All of them are equal to 1, right? 4th root of 1 is equal to 1. So only way out is if all of them are equal to 1. Now they are also positive, so I cannot take a is equal to minus 1 or something like that, because you don't need a negative number. So the minimum value will be when each of them is equal to 1. So 2 into 2 into 2 into 2, 2 to the power 4. 2 to the power 4 is 16. Option C, pretty straightforward to work with. Now the way most inequality questions are set up is you have options with them, right? If it is an integral value sort of a question, then you'll have a theta sort of a question. We'll look at integer value solutions in the next session. But most inequalities will have an option to choose from, right? And one of the ways to solve these inequality questions is to use the options and solve them. Let's see what this says. The values of x that satisfy x to the power 2 by 3 plus x to the power 1 by 3 minus 2 is less than or equal to 0. X is a real number, right? Now, what will satisfy? If anything is outside of the range which is given to you, right? Basically, you can eliminate that particular range, right? If you look at it, C and D are positive numbers, whereas A and B, options A and B, has negative values in this, right? So let's check 0. If I put x is equal to 0, will it satisfy? 0, 2 by 3 will be 0. 0, 2 by 1 by 3 will be 0, minus 2. Is this less than equal to 0? Yes, it is less than equal to 0. So 0 should be in the final answer. Option C is out. Option D is out. Now, between A and B to choose, this is a pretty wide range to work with, right? So you can either put minus 8 and check, or you can put 8 to check. Let's put 8 to check whether 8 satisfies. If I put 8 in this, 8 to the power 2 by 3 plus 8 to the power 1 by 3 minus 2 should be less than equal to 0. 8 cube root is 2. 2 square will be 4 plus 8 cube root is 2 minus 2 should be less than equal to 0. Now 4 is not less than equal to 0, so option B is also out. Option A is your correct choice. Under 1 minute in an exam situation to solve this. And the last question is from CAT 2003, the repeat paper. Okay, it says a real number x satisfying 1 minus 1 by n is less than x, which in turn is less than or equal to 3 plus 1 by n for every positive integer n. So n is a positive integer, right? It can be, or in other words, it's a natural number. It can be 1, 2, 3, 4, etc. It cannot be 2.5. It cannot be 0 also, right? What is the best value to describe this range? Now, the good part about these, whenever you have positive integer or any integer options, right, the best way out is to substitute the values. Why? Because even if you substitute, it's not going to blow up on your face. And every time you substitute a value, you might be able to eliminate some of the options. So let's try this. Okay, the lowest number that I can substitute is n is equal to 1. Right, if I substitute n is equal to 1, you will get 1 minus 1 by 1 should be less than x less than equal to 3 plus 1 by 1. Right, so 0 should be less than x less than equal to 4. Right, so only C satisfies. Now this is not, x can lie between 0 to 4. It cannot reach 0, but it can definitely reach 4 according to this. So the only value which encompasses all of them will be option C. Right, now if you put n is equal to 2, right, it will be 1 minus half less than x less than equal to 3 plus half. Right, so we'll have half less than x less than equal to 7 by 2. Right, again, the only value which satisfies all of these cases is option C. Right, you cannot guarantee that x is more than 1 for sure. Right, we have two scenarios where x is 0 and half. It is not going to be definitely guaranteed to be more than 1. So you cannot use A, B or C. A, B or D. Option C is the best answer possible. Now, as I discussed earlier, throughout the inequalities process, the key point about any of these inequalities is not to get scared with them, right? Some of the times the easiest way out is put some of the options, right? And some very simple and straightforward commonsensical relations in algebra can help you solve questions in inequalities very, very quickly and very, very simply, right? It's a very clean way of solving most of the questions. In the next set, we will look at integer value solutions. Again, another area where people fret a lot about in the CAT and XAT examinations. That completes this particular session. If you liked it, please do share it with your friends who are preparing for CAT and other MBA entrance examination. Please do subscribe to our YouTube channel as well as follow our Facebook page. The links for our course are available on the description to this video. Till we meet again the next time, goodbye and all the best.